Hello everyone, how are you? Can you hear me properly, please? Hello.
Hello. Yes, I can hear
Yeah,
you.
thank you so much. Who is ready to start now?
Well, I'm ready, but how many?
Also a general evaluation characterized by a high level of abstraction and is related to a specific consumption context, which have the objective quality refers to the actual technical excellence of a product that can be verified and measured. Next is our research hypothesis, which is product transparency. So the effective application of technologies requires the support from skilled workers and other resources, and consumers tend to trust producers who have such support, so which makes the production process more transparent, which can raise the consumer awareness of the broader aspects related to the value of the product service. And that's why we have next the application of blockchain technology in the food supply chain also enhance the traceability of process. And that's why we have the proposed hypothesis is transparency in green food traceability positively impacts the consumer trust in green food. Next, we have the traceability, which gives the users the complete and detailed information, making them more confident in diagnosing the quality of the product. So that's why we have our next proposed hypothesis of product transparency is that transparency in green food traceability positively affect the consumer perceived product quality. Next, we have trust. So, leveraging from the previous studies, the hypothesis is regarding the relationship between trust and attitude as follows. We have the consumer trust in green food will have a positive impact on their attitudes toward purchasing green food. Next, we have our second research hypothesis of trust is that when an individual believes that a product is good and beneficial, they tend to share this belief with those around them, including their family, friends, and colleagues. And that's why I think that trust play a role in determining subjective norms. And in fact, individuals will be more willing to act according to their current reference which we found in our previous studies. And that's why we have the next hypothesis that consumer trust in green food will positively affect the subjective norms. Next, we have that trust can serve as a source that helps consumer manage their purchasing decision through self-efficacy. Therefore, consumer trust in sellers or manufacturers of green products that meet their expectations will enhance the consumer confidence in their own capabilities, thus increasing PPC. That's why we have the following hypothesis is that consumer trust in green food will have a positive impact on their perceived behavioral control. Next, we have the research hypothesis of attitude toward green food. So many studies have demonstrated that attitude positively impacts the purchase intention. That's why we found out that attitude almost completely explain and positively influence the intention to purchase green food, and therefore our next proposed hypothesis is that attitude toward green food positively influence the consumer green food purchase intention. Next, we have the next research hypothesis of subjective norms. Subjective norms are established by family members, friends, and college, and all of which impact the intention to purchase green products in general. And that's why in our previous studies, in by Sinpil in 2019 and Barbara in 2022, we have the proposed hypothesis is that subjective norms positively influence the consumer's food purchase intention. Finally, we have the research hypothesis of perceived behavioral control. So over the past decades, several other research groups have also studied the impact of perceived behavioral control on on the intention to purchase green food, like by Kavra in 2019 and TP in 2019. If consumer can control external factors such as economic, political, social, technological, cultural, environment, and legal policies, they are more likely to be willing to purchase greener foods. That's why our next proposed hypothesis is that positive behavior control positively influence the consumer green food purchase intention. Next, we have the since consumer we have the perceived product qualities. Since consumers have not had the opportunity to use the product, they cannot do trust from prior experiences. Therefore, trust largely depends on the consumer subjective evaluation of the product quality. That's why a hypothesis is formulated as follows. A perceived product quality has a positive impact on consumer choice of green food. Moreover, a positive perception of the quality of a product will naturally enhance consumer purchase intention. That's why if a consumer feels that the quality of the product can meet the expectations, they are more likely to buy that product. Therefore, in this study, proposed hypothesis is that perceived product quality has a positive impact on the consumer green food purchase intention. And here is our proposed research model.
And the next section is data collection and processing method. About data collection and processing method that are used to conduct the research. Firstly, for primary data, a combination of consumer interviews and online survey questionnaires using Google Form was used to collect data from Gen Z consumers who are interested in using green food in Ho Chi Minh City. Secondly, for secondary data, the data research method was used to collect the information from a variety of sources, including article, journal, document from both domestic and international sources. Okay, good. The measurement of variable in the research model, we have broader transparency, including 5 variables, just including 3 variables, perceived product quality, BBQ, including 3 variables, attitude toward green food, including 4 variables, subjective norm, including 3 variables, and also perceived behavioral control, including 3 variables. And finally, purchase intention, including 4 variables. Next, I'll tell you about our research result. Firstly, about sample description. The study collected a total 385 participants who responded to the survey. However, after completing the data collection, our research team removed invalid survey so that those with a logical answer. And the final of our sample size after screening were 355. Được rồi. Rồi mình nói tất cả cái này nó đều phải vậy hả? This is our quantitative result, and it all meets the criteria, and all our hypotheses are supported. Okay.
You have just 2 minutes, so you have to just conclude. Thank you.
Okay, đi vô conclude luôn. Conclude. Okay, next. Right. Question. So after considering our research result above, the finding indicate that in the light of rapid growth of the organic food industry, current Generation Z consumer exhibit both caution and interest in information regarding the origin, production, processes, transparency, and accuracy of that information. The result also show that increasing understanding of a product will enhances the ability to control the purchasing behavior. Customer highly value the food that includes information that provided by the blockchain technology. And additionally, consumer feel more confident in their purchasing decision when they receive agreement, support, and positive review from their family, their friends, and colleagues based on their previous shopping experience that support the hypothesis H4. From the influence of those around them, customer gradually improve their attitude toward the green food, which may positively affect their purchase intention for green food. And especially through blockchain technology, the entire food journey will be reliably recreated through information on packaging, QR codes, and websites. It will enhance consumer awareness of the product quality while also promoting the intention to purchase green food. Yep. And we will close our presentation with the conclusion that transparency through food traceability significantly affect the choice, perceived quality of the product, attitude toward green food subjective norms, and also perceived behavioral control. Next, the perceived quality of the product will affect the choice of Gen Z consumers in green food. A younger consumer choice tend to be more strongly influenced by the perceived quality than by transparency from food traceability. Trust in green food impact all three factors: attitude, subjective norm, and perceived behavioral control, among which perceived behavioral control is the factor most strongly
in fintech adoption and banking efficiency, as well as there is digital transformation driven by fintech enhance financial inclusions and customer satisfactions. There was some limitation at the time of this research which I've faced, like there was the limitation of data and potential bias, as well as there need to further research on comparison data set and need to explore more in the fintech innovations. And with this, I would like to conclude that fintech is a positive driver for enhancing the operational efficiency.
The subsidiaries growth. So that will be the U relationship. Okay, so next page. Okay, so then we move to the hypothesis 2. So this is a reverse resource transfer. So the resource transfer from the subsidiary to the parents that will have, I cannot see. Oh, okay. So that will have the positive influence over the subsidiaries' growth. So that means because when the subsidiaries, they can gaining more resources from local, and then they back transfer their resources to the parent company, of course, that can stimulate their growth. So this is the second hypothesis we want to propose. Move to the next page, please. Okay, so right now the hypothesis 3 and 4, we try to include the moderating effect of the subsidiary autonomy. So the autonomy, as we mentioned, that is about the subsidiary can do everything they want by themselves, or if the lower autonomy means that the subsidiary should report everything to their parents to get approval, and then they can do something. So the subsidiary autonomy, basically we think that can stimulate the subsidiary growth by nature. But for this moderating effect, we assuming that the subsidiary autonomy that can that will strengthen the U-shaped relationship among the relationship between the resource transfer from the parent company to the subsidiary and the subsidiary growth. So that is a third hypothesis. Move to the next page, please. Next page. Okay, so this is hypothesis 4. We also put the subsidiary autonomy that as the moderating effect over the reverse resource transfer from the subsidiary to the parent company. So the hypothesis 4, we think that subsidiary autonomy that will negatively moderate the relationship between the resource transfer from subsidiary to the parent company and about their subsidiaries growth. Okay, so next page, please. Okay, so overall, this is my research framework. So basically, from the hypothesis 1, resource transfer from the parent to the subsidiary. So that we counted that as how many cells that you from the parent to the subsidiaries. Because if the subsidiary, they can have some of the cell, that means they can have some of the income from their parent company. So that is very important resources. And so that will have the U relationship of the subsidiary growth. So this is hypothesis 1. And then hypothesis 2 is from the resource transfer from the subsidiary to parent. That is a reverse resource transfer that will have a positive effect over the subsidiary growth. And then the third and fourth hypothesis will be kind of moderating effect of the subsidiary autonomy over the hypothesis 1 and hypothesis 2. So the hypothesis 3, as I mentioned, that will be that the relationship among the resource transfer from parent company to subsidiary and the subsidiary growth, the weaken yield relationship. And then the fourth hypothesis is that the reverse resource transfer become the negative moderating. Okay, thank you. Next page. So later on that we will have some of the discussion about how I collect all of those data to do the empirical analysis in the near future. So basically that we're trying to understand the resource transfer and subsidiary growth in a multinational enterprise context. So as far as you know that I'm from Taiwan, so in Taiwan we have a database that called the TEJ, so the Taiwan Economic Journal database. So this database they collected all of the Taiwanese company. So in that, we're trying to collect the one that have the Taiwanese company. They are multinational enterprise. So roughly that will have around 700. So they are all listed company. So their annual report and also their subsidiary information are all available online. So once you purchase that TJ database, so then okay, this one, yeah. So after that, we collect those multinational enterprise and also their foreign subsidiaries data, and later on we trying to know the transaction between the parent and the subsidiaries, and then of course about the subsidiary autonomy and also subsidiary growth data. So the subsidiary growth data will be using this year and previous years the sales growth. And so the moderating effect that of course we will have the subsidiary autonomy one, and then empirical findings basically is about expectation of our findings. So we hope that we can verify the subsidiary autonomy that will accelerate the growth and of course the subsidiary performance, and also the profit advantage of a subsidiary that will influence the growth, even the resource transfer. So in the contribution of our research, we think that of course the multinational enterprise, we are not only focusing on the parent company itself only, but we're trying to figure out the direct relationship among the parent company and also subsidiaries. And afterward, we also try to understand the subsidiary, they have the ability to reverse the resource transfer to their parent. And further, those kind of relationship will influence the subsidiaries' future growth in the near future. Okay, so I think that is the last page. Next page. Okay, so yeah, so theoretical contributions, and then next page. Next page. Oh, I still have this one. Okay. So basically, for the multinational enterprise, if you know that you already have the subsidiaries, you want to transfer your resources to the subsidiary, maybe you need to be cautious about that, because as our expectation, in the very beginning of the subsidiary established, if you give them resources, then they can help them to do the expansion. But in the middle age, that if you still continue to give them a lot of resources, that will be hinder the subsidiaries, the subsidiaries growth, just like the advisor and the students. If you just the student come to you and if you just give them the topic, you just follow my topic, and I will tell you that hinder the students' innovation. You know, sometimes the student, they can have their own very good research framework, but the advisor give them the very good resources, everything that I take care for you. I think that in the very beginning it is good, but in the end that is not so good for the student or subsidiaries. And so, and later on, and if you give them some suitable assignment, that can also help. Okay, so next page.
Ở cái danh mục mà bán chạy tại một cái địa điểm đúng không? Thì lúc đó cái chỉ số hạch tồn kho nó sẽ cao hơn.
Okay, so that's end my presentation. Thank you.
Đúng không? Còn những cái
Thank you very much. That was a wonderful presentation, Phan Ji. Do we have any questions?
chúng ta an toàn đừng đến độ mà sao? Thiếu cung ứng.
Hello, do we have any question from the floor?
khá dễ hiểu đúng không? Ví dụ như có hệ thống
Okay, so
ngân
just
hàng
I have a
thì chúng ta
question
đã
for
có
you.
để nói
Okay,
Go ahead.
so that's a very interesting topic. I
rồi
used
bây
to
giờ
work
nói
for a
về kế hoạch
multinational
và để triển
enterprise.
khai những cái hệ thống thông
I'm
tin
not
thương mại
sure
điện
if
tử
you know
thì chúng
Grab,
ta
the e-hailing company here,
quen
with the
là
mother company based in Singapore.
đúng
Yeah,
không? Đó, thì ở đây người ta nói đến
correct.
kế hoạch
Food and
nếu mà
everything.
chúng ta
Yeah. So it
sẵn
relates
các
so
cái
much
dịch
for
vụ
me.
gọi là cloud
So just
computing
to
đó,
consider
hardware
how to do
là
resource
cái
transfer
chúng ta không
and
cần quan tâm đúng không?
to some
Đặt
extent,
câu
to
phải
how
đặt
much
gì
extent we should do the
thuê
resource
đội ngũ
transfer.
chuyên viên hay
So
đúng
this
không?
is
Thì
adding
server
to my knowledge about this. So thank you for
data
that.
rồi
And I have one question.
phải lên server là người ta mới làm
So you mentioned that
mình phải
resource
nói
transfer
đúng không? Vậy
might
cái những
hinder
học nữa để
the
mà ví dụ
subsidiaries growth, right?
nó có tải thì nó sẽ
But
có một
actually,
cái
in
mà
this,
có dự phòng sự cố rồi hệ thống
you
này
know,
có nghệ thuật
people
này
trying
cái đó lại có nghĩ là
to do optimization, especially in
cái
cost
hệ thống
optimization.
tự động thì
So
nó
most of the
các
multinational companies then trying to localize the resource, and then they just empower the country base to just look for resource and to just
đó thì đặt
manage
cho nó có
themselves
cái
for the sake
rồi
of
đi
cost
kèm với nhà
optimization.
thiết kế về
But
thứ này
in another way, it gonna hinder the
nhưng mà
growth,
các
as
bạn
you
thấy tôi
mentioned.
nói nãy giờ
So,
việc đó đối với doanh nghiệp sao nó
practically,
phức tạp
what is your advice to
việc
just balance between growth
nhưng nó kèm theo
and
là
cost effective?
cái nào cũng có rủi ro hay không có cái nào
I
mà
will I
tuyệt
will
đối
say
hoàn
that
hảo luôn các bạn.
basically my logic
Mình
is
là
pretty
đỡ
similar
gánh
with
cái chuyện là
yours.
phải
In the
lo
very
hàng
beginning,
ngày
that
cái server mình ra
because
sao đúng
subsidiary don't
không?
know how to
Review
do,
rồi như thế nào,
so
mất trách
the
rồi
parent
data
company
dữ
just
liệu
give
rồi
them
để điều cháy nổ rồi
resources.
này nọ.
The resources
Có nhiều thứ
include
đúng không? Thì sao
including the
lại
manager, including the
cloud computing
pattern,
gì
including the
có rủi ro
business
gì
model,
ra
everything.
trong bên
So
ra
all
các
of
bạn
those are kind of
thì
resources.
mình phải
So when the parent
phải
company
học
give
qua
them the
và phải học
resources,
và
but if
có khi
they
công ty
continue
không
to
có
give
chuyện
you
nhưng
a
mà
lot of
vấn đề tự
resources,
nhiên data
and
của
then
mình
the
nó
subsidiary have no chance to
dữ
localize.
liệu mà nhưng mà ai đó
So
hack được
if
thì
we want to
chúng
let them
ta
to localize,
dữ liệu chúng ta sử dụng
basically
đó
the
thì
resource
chúng ta nó bị
transfer
gọi
is
là
kind of hinder.
ta gọi là
That would limit
bị lỗ
or
hổng luôn các
give
bạn
them
lỗ
some
hổng là
kind of
khó
restraint to let them
đó,
to
thì không
not
phải là
able
khi
to
chúng ta là khách
localize.
hàng thì
So
người ta
if
dùng
in the
technology
middle
đó
that
và
you
technology đó
know
có
that
hỏng
how
thì
to
không
let
phải là
go
chúng
a
ta
little bit,
cũng là bị việc đó
and
đâu
if
thì lúc đó
maybe
là
2 years or 3 years later you find out that they already have some kind of capability,
phải chấp
maybe
nhận
you
trong
should
cái thế giới
put
này
your
rồi
hand back a little
đúng
bit,
không
and then after you put back
mình
of your hand, and then
tồn tại mà
subsidiary
có
will
nghĩa là không
figure
phải
out
doanh nghiệp tồn
themselves.
tại không có
But of
và
course,
công nghệ
if
mà
some
phải
of the
trong phải cần
subsidiaries
nhà cung cấp chứ không thể
in
là
the very beginning they have the parent
thì
company's
mình phải
resources, and then I don't have to
khả
think,
năng rủi
then
ro
that's
của
even
bạn
better, right?
để mình
So in
rủi
the
ro
end they are
phát
unable to
triển công
grow,
nghệ phát triển
or they don't want to
có sức
localize.
có sức đủ tầm đủ
So
lực để
I
có
think
thể
basically maybe it
bơi
depends. It's just
đúng không
reporting.
tức là
Okay,
vấn đề
okay.
phải
Okay,
đủ
so
nếu là mình không đủ sức
so
bơi thì sao
I
mình
will
ra
say
đúng
that
không
our
thì
logic
thuyền đúng không
are
mình lên
pretty
nhưng mà cái thuyền
similar.
không có
So
nghĩa là
if
nó
the parent company and in the middle stage they
chọc cái
kind
mình
of
ghé đúng không
if they do not let go,
đây
and
cái
then
là
the
mình gì
that will become the
ra khó
relationship.
của mình nó hỏng hết
But
mà thay
if
vì
they try to
làm
include some of
cái
the
mà
autonomy of the subsidiary,
vân
the
vân thì
autonomy
câu
means
chuyện
that
nó
they
cũng
can do
quanh quanh
something
quẩn lại
themselves. So
vậy
they go a little bit, and then they can not
nhưng
so
mà hiện tại
influence
bây giờ thì chưa
as a
có nhiều
subsidiary
những
group.
cái vụ mà
Yeah, wonderful. So
để có
basically,
một cái
maybe
bản
we
công
just
nghệ kỹ
depends
thuật
on
và người ta
the
đã
stage of growth of the
làm ngon lành rồi
subsidiaries, right?
ha
So, for example,
bạn
if
biết rồi
they are in the
hay cái
early
cái
stage
công
and
trong
they
cái này
don't know
người
how
ta
to
cũng
do it, maybe they need
cũng
more
hy vọng
guidance.
đúng không
But later
có
on,
cái
when
sự
they're just
để
getting mature, so then maybe
để bảo mật
within
và cũng
themselves
như là
to
để chia sẻ
decide, to innovate,
để
and
Yeah.
hỗ trợ
so that's
So I think
cho
that
khách
it's a
hàng
both
ví
sides.
dụ mình
One is
doanh
that
nghiệp mình
maybe some of the subsidiary they are eager
tham
to do
gia
that
cái
themselves, and sometimes the subsidiary they
đăng
just
ký của
lazy
cái
to do
gói
that. That
hoặc là thuê một cái
might
shipper
be,
đây đó để mình
and so when
tải
that time the
cài đặt
parent
vân
company
vân
know
đúng
that,
không
they kind of
thì có
a
sự
little bit
cố gì thì
left
có thể
behind,
gửi
and
sự
then
đến người ta
let
nên là
go a little bit,
thay
and
người ta
then
lại
take back some of
không trong
resources,
vòng
because the resources is the one that after they rely on
thì
this kind of
tại Việt
resources
Nam cũng
they will
cũng có
kind of
cái
get
câu
lazy,
chuyện nhưng mà
don't think that how to do themselves.
hỗ trợ
But if
thì
you let
đa
go a
số
little
và
bit, and
cái
then they have to figure out
chưa
how
thấy cái
how
gì ghê
how to
gớm
do.
về cái mặt
yeah.
mà
With some time, then they have be
phải làm hơi bị
have
nhưng
to
rồi
be
rủi ro nó vẫn ở
forced
đó
to
hả
do it with
Yep,
guidance.
thường
Yeah,
yeah,
cũng có cái gì
somehow.
gọi là
yeah. Just like
an toàn
Gibson
tuyệt đối
parents. Okay.
I think I will invite the first presenter to share the screen, share the presentation. And then if the discussion had not joined, I will be the discussion for this paper.
Yes, so now I will introduce Miss Phương Uyên. You will be the presenter for the topic factor affecting intentions to use pay later e-wallets for Gen Z, an empirical study in Vietnam. So now please prepare your slide and start your presentations, please.
Sorry, I'm the author of the topic today, but Miss Lan Anh and Miss Henkin will be the presenter. And so now our team will be present to some of you about our topic.
Ví dụ ở cái browser đúng không? Giống như là muốn nghe lén
Excuse me, do you see my screen?
những cái thăm dò
Yes.
dò những cái hoạt động bằng phím
Right,
của mình
thank you.
đúng không? Rồi nó cache ở trong cái trình duyệt đó, vân vân nhiều thứ ha. Thì cái đó thì mọi người cũng phải
Good evening, everyone. Now, our team would like to introduce our topic of factor affecting the extension to you pay later e-wallet of Gen Z, which is an empirical study in Vietnam. So we have collected on the data needed and structured them into 6 parts. And first, let me introduce about our topic. The global influence of buy now, pay later services is beginning to erode the financial technology services keep expanding. And buy now, pay later gain more popularity in Vietnam after the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020 as a result. And furthermore, perhaps 10 businesses have entered the competition in this sector. And with the launch of applications like Momo, Jalopay, SmartPay, and others, 85% of young Vietnamese people have used Pay Now, Pay Later service through the beginning of 2024. As more members of Generation Z enter the workforce, the number of Pay Now, Pay Later users increases. Younger consumers tend to have higher purchasing demand in the recovery that following the COVID-19 economy, and the tendency to use Pay Now, Pay Later service is gradually but steadily increasing over time. And our study aimed to find out what factors that have impact on the intention to use Pay Now, Pay Later services of young consumers. And finally, by investigating these factors, financial institutions can better customize their products and services to better suit the group requirement and reference. Evaluating the factors that influence trust and the choice to use Pay Now, Pay Later, company will be able to provide additional appealing characteristic and incentive. So in the near future, it will also have in accelerating Vietnam economy digitization process. And recently, during COVID-19, Vietnam have implemented many methods of combining e-wallet and Pay Now, Pay Later into Pay Later e-wallet. And there have been several companies to establish and create more Pay Later e-wallet. Therefore, our research is stemming two key concerns. Number one, what factor affect the intention to use the Pay Later e-wallet of young consumer in Ho Chi Minh City? And the second reason is to extend our other research on Pay Later e-wallet by including literature on the relationship between young consumer reference and Pay Later e-wallet. Our research is a newer version since its focus on a specific demographic in a specific place. Our research concentrates on young consumer living in Ho Chi Minh City, and Generation Z is a young generation that interact mostly with online payment like e-wallet. Therefore, we could go deeper into which factor in Pay Later e-wallet attract them and bring benefit to them. And moving to the second part about literature review, I would like to introduce some brief information about the terms which are used in our research. the key
Mỗi
concept,
thông tin qua
we
lại
have
giữa các hệ thống.
cash on delivery.
Thì nói đến đây
This
các
is a
bạn thì
cash
có thể chia sẻ
payment
tận
method
dạng
used
lúc
in
gọi là
online shopping
sau
where
cái
customer can pay for their order
ví dụ
when
hệ
they
thống hoạt động
receive
thì
the item.
tại các
And electronic
con điện tử
payment,
cuối cùng đó
also
là
known
thì
as
có
e-payment.
hưởng trực.
This is a
Cái
payment
phần hưởng
method
trực
that
đó thì nó
utilizes
thường
digital
tại
media
bây giờ thì các
instead
bạn
of
thấy nếu
cash.
những hệ thống
And
nào mà
generally, electronic
ta có thể
payments
tiếp thu
refer
được cái cấu
to
trúc dữ
making
liệu để ứng dụng
transaction via the internet. So risk related to information security or network transmissions can be a
còn ý kiến
major
đó thì
drawback
sao
for this
người
form.
ta phải tùy ý
And the last one, pay now,
chứ
pay
còn
later, which is our um, main topic. This is a payment method that allows buyer to obtain a loan without interest through a credit process. With Pay Now, Pay Later service, customer can access short-term credit to make immediate purchases and pay for them at a later date.
xử lý tổ chức ra sao.
And about our theoretical background, we only use push-pull mooring theory and the unified theory of acceptance and use of technology. For the first one, push-pull mooring theory. This theory is widely applied to the study of consumer switching behavior in many economic areas, including the three factor, push factor, pull factor, and the mooring factor. And about the UTA-UT model, it identify four key constructs that influence user acceptance and users' behavior: performance expectancy, effort expectancy, social influence, and the last one is facilitating condition. And hypothesis development. We have proposed 9 hypotheses right here. And as you can see, most of them have significantly positive impact on intention to use pay now, pay later. But except for the hypothesis number 5, which is the switching cost, and hypothesis number 8, which is the effort expectancy, they have significantly negative impact because hypothesis number 5 stated that the greater the level of switching costs given by user, the more hinder the transaction from COD at COD and e-payment to pay now, pay later services. And for hypothesis number 8, when user perceive technologies as difficult to learn or use, their willingness to adopt it decreases. So that's why they have the contrast impact with the other hypothesis. And now, thinking will help you. We'll introduce the last part of our topic.
Moving to the fourth part, we will discuss in detail about the method that we
Rồi,
conduct
và nó
our
có cái
research.
exposure.
Starting with the data collection. In the next slide, we collected and validated about 227 valid forms on Google Form, and then we use the quantitative method. In the next slide, we use the quantitative method, which means that we apply technical tools called Smart BLS for version 4, and we use the algorithm called BLS SAM. In this algorithm, we conduct through many stages, including the thumbnail and locker and heterology, monometry ratio, and the culinarity statistic VIF. And so after evaluating, we come to our research and discussion. But before showing the hypothesis testing table in the next slide, we want to talk about the way that we conduct. The first of all is that we come through the state of auto loading and ATMT. We saw that all the value were greater than 0.7, which means we can conclude that all hypotheses were valid. And after that, we saw the culinarity, and it can be evaluated by looking at the VIF produced for each construct through the BLS sim. And the results show that all the VIF value in the model were well below 3 and indicating the common method bias is not an issue in this
Đó
study.
chỉ là một cái
And
hình mà người ta
finally
khảo
is
sát thôi,
about the crop patch
đúng không?
unfair and the
Người ta sẽ có
AVE.
thể
The
ghi
crop patch
version đầu
unfair
tiên là
were
học
more
trò
significant than
bé đúng không? Rồi sau
0.7
đó mình
to
chỉnh sửa.
ensure the
Các bạn
high
thấy cái sự
reliability
khác biệt
of the
nó rõ rệt
measurement.
đúng không? Trên
Furthermore,
cái app
the
là khác biệt.
average variance
Đúng không?
extracted
Và
up
ra
on the construct were more intensive
nhưng mà sau
than
khi mà bạn thấy nó
0.5.
đầu đúng không?
In
Ban đầu
conclusion,
thì
we can
cái
conclude
nó
that
có chi
all of our
nó có thể đơn sơ
hypotheses
hơn đúng
are
không? Thì bây
acceptable,
giờ nó
and
có đời
here
sống
is
mà
our
đúng không?
hypothesis
Đó.
testing
Rồi nó
through
có kiểm tra
227 participation. It is easily to see that
nó tùy theo
there
mùa
are
hồi
three
phải
hypotheses
phải sẵn
that
có
would have no impact
nó
on the
phức tạp
intention to
hả?
use. The
Và
first of
nó
all is the
chạy theo thời gian
economic
thêm những
benefit
vụ khác
and
nữa thì nó sẽ
the
có
effort expectancy and performance
cái học thầy
the performance expectancy.
nó thay đổi theo
And
thời gian và nó sẽ thay
on the
đổi
next slide, we
theo
will
cái phản
discuss
hồi
in
của các
detail
bạn cố
about
gắng
our
nói thôi.
conclusion.
Tôi nói
But
à
first of
bây giờ
all,
cái
I want to
trang
talk
người ta
in
thiếu rồi người
detail
ta khác gì
about the
về cái feedback
implication. So in
đó thì
the
cái phần mà
implication,
ví dụ
I
như
divided
Casper thì nó cũng
into two
có
criteria.
khảo sát
The
kiểu như
first
một
of
cái
all
hình
is
khảo
the
sát
app
đó.
setting.
Ví dụ đây
And we can see that it is
ai này nghe
crucial to give top
nó sẽ
priority
có
to
nghĩa là
creating a mobile application that
việc
is
mà
convenient to
định
use
vị
and to fit the
định kỳ
customer
nè kiểm tra
mobile-centric
và mô tả sản
lifestyle.
phẩm thôi
Moreover,
đó, thì phải
provide a
là
smooth and simple
như
to
vậy
use experience for customer. For example, like about the design, the navigation, and the performance. Moreover, we
rồi
believe
đây
that
tôi tung
the
lên cho nó
company
để
could apply the
về
customer-centric
còn
support. For
sản
example,
phẩm
like
mô tả sản phẩm
implement
này sẽ
live
có
chat
review đúng
support to
không có
provide
feedback gì đó
customer
hả
with immediate assistance on the website
mặt
or
cả
in
hơn
the
đúng không
mobile app, or even they could install on the phone
cái
or
này các
email
bạn thấy
function
cô trình
to
bày cái dạng
clients
link rồi
who
cô để
would
ngay ra
rather to
luôn để mà cô
communicate
review cho các bạn
through
đọc
other
còn
channels.
cái bài
And
mà
about the company
gọi là cái
operation,
bài mà
especially
gọi là
we
tự
suggest
luận á
that the company
này cái
should
tham khảo cho
establish
các thầy cô và thầy
qualified
cô
partnership to gain more benefit for
chắc
them
chắn không
by
ở đây là cô để một link
cooperating
là các
with
bạn thấy ở đây
well-known
trong phần
business.
notebook rồi các bạn xem
And
được liền
moreover, they could apply and create
các bạn hình dung
a
không
more innovative
còn
campaign
cái bài
to
của các
attract
bạn là
the
những cái bài
customer.
mang tính là
For
sao
example, like giving them the
học thuộc hoặc là
special
thực
and
còn cái
exclusive
này chỉ là
offer,
một cái bài không
discount, or any rewards to the customer.
thì như thế này
Because
thì
we
thầy cô
believe that
cũng
the
tiện thuật hoặc là
Generation
luôn
Z are frequently drawn to the companies or any brands which align with
rồi
their
cái này
interests
quay trở
and
lại
their
câu chuyện
value.
mô
Therefore,
tả
they are
thôi mà
motivated by the
không chụp
strategy
cái này
to pick
cái
the
chính là chia sẻ
company's
đi
service over
ba
competitor.
hai đi
And finally, is
hai ba
about the
này có học rồi đúng không
limitation and the
bạn
future
đồ hoặc là
study.
đi
In the next
hiểu
slide, please.
thì
So,
cô làm ở đâu
uh,
chức năng nào
in the
hiểu tự động ở đấy
limitation,
đúng không
we saw that the research
cụ nó luôn
scope
đi đâu
and
nó nhìn lại
scale
mình
are
có
relatively small,
không có
which is
nói là
just
cái hình là
within
để
in Ho Chi Minh
mà một
City
thôi như vậy
scale.
tương tương
However,
đúng với
the
bộ cái
data
đi
didn't draw much
thôi thì
attention from
sau
the
này
audience,
thầy cô có
which led to the lack of engagement
mục đích của
from
nó là thể
some
hiện đối
university
tượng
brain.
nào
And
là tác
especially,
nhân
we
và
saw that the research
cái chức năng
only
nào
conduct
khác
in
qua lại này bạn
younger
ghi chú rất là chỗ này
personality,
qua chỗ này
while
và cuối cùng là nó
we are
đi đâu
neglecting the older
có
assessment.
cái chỗ thành
And
này
we believe that
hỗ
based
trợ
on
cho
the
phân tích phân bổ hệ
limitation,
thống ở
the
cái
future
là business
study could
analyst
be evaluated
đây là cô
more
sẽ nhìn vào đó
because
để mà
we saw that there will be more
cái
potential
function
for
này
further
bạn biết từ
expansion
đâu đúng
direction
không
of this
đây
topic.
là như thế nào
And
đó
in the upcoming project, the author
cái này
can
là cơ bản
consider
trong giai đoạn
to
mà gọi là
expand the
phân
research
tích
scope
không phải là
to a
review nha
larger
phân tích về thôi
geographical area. And
thì
moreover,
cái
it
này nó là
is
cái dạng
suggested
mà
that the
cập nhật
future
trên
research
Google ha
should involve more
rồi cái
diverse
này ở
audiences
mô tả
from
có một số
different
nơi thì cái cấu hình của
personality
nó là
to
đang
make
rất là
the
tuyệt vời
outcome
có nghĩa
more
là nhưng mà
applicable.
theo
And
hướng
last
mà
but
ta
not least,
thay đổi
it will
theo
be
kiểu
more
này cũng được
fruitful for further study to
ví dụ các
examine
bạn tròn nó để là
whether the
answer thì ở đây
customer
là answer là
respond
mình
differently
nhập
with the future development
paper
of
là gọi
the
là
later service over
annotation
time.
tức là
And
một
that
cái
is the
viết
end of our
thì
presentation.
người ta sẽ nhập
Thank you
số
for listening.
gọi là trường
Thank you,
phái
the
đi
presenters, for sharing very interesting study and for keeping the presentation timely. So let
rồi
me check
hardware thì mình
whether
cũng luôn luôn
the
cần có những
discussion
tối thiểu như thế này
ever showing
ghi
yes.
ra
I
rồi trên
don't
server
think
của
so.
nó ví dụ
Okay, so I think I have a two questions. Firstly, you mentioned in the methodology that you use structure equation modeling, but you don't show the result of the structure equation SAM modeling. So because for SAM, you need to show the mass from the faster to the other faster and also the faster loading. Is it still the working labor or you present everything from the empirical result?
Từ OMS là viết tắt đó này, Order Management System, chỉ là một cái tên gọi thôi. Rồi cũng thanh toán, cái cổng thanh toán vì chúng ta biết
Any
là
of
thanh toán nó sẽ
the
kết nối ra bên ngoài.
from the author
Không
teams
phải nó tự
can answer the question.
mình nó mà
Yes.
có một cái
Yes. Excuse me.
phần
The
mềm
team
mà
of the
đâu
order.
nó chẳng qua là cái
So
cổng
please, all of you can turn on the camera and interact with our chair when you answer the questions from our chair. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for giving us a chance to clarify this point. And because of the limitation of slide for this conference, so our team didn't put this result in the slide. So can I share the screen and show you the result of this?
Yes, because that is the main finding, so it's better to show the result from SAM.
Thank you.
Thì phải trust với nhau thôi đúng không? Đúng không? Trong cuộc sống giả sử một mình mà gọi là giống như không có tin ai hả? Thì đâu có làm được việc gì với ai, đúng không? Đó, có nghĩa là phải trust đúng không? Gọi là đồng thuận với nhau. Thông tin được luân chuyển mà. Thì cái này là khả dĩ rồi, chứ không có thể là luôn luôn khư là tôi là không được. Nếu không thì cái này là mình sẽ chậm phát triển mà mình không có tương tác gì bên ngoài. Nó kết nối nữa.
Can you see the screen now?
Yeah, yes, I can see.
Yes.
So,
our team,
okay, so you evaluate the contact alpha.
Yes, this
and then
contact alpha.
Yeah, so it looks good because every factor is over 0.7. And how about the SAM, the result from SAM, we saw the bus?
Yeah, we have the structural model of POS SAM.
Cái này chỉ là tiêu biểu thôi, chứ không phải là chỉ có
The result.
nhiều lắm. Rồi bạn có bao nhiêu tiền, rồi bạn muốn tới đâu, rồi chức năng nó như thế nào, rồi xem review, bạn nghiên cứu, rồi bạn có thể dùng thử đúng không? Rồi giá cả ra sao nữa ha. Rồi bây giờ nói đến data transmission này, những cái subsystem đó nó phải liên kết với nhau. Ví dụ trên này kể một nhóm danh sách.
So this is the main one. So in the let me give him, maybe you and didn't have a lot of experience with presentation, but in the future, for if you present any works in the conference, it's better to show this main finding because this is the key finding of the study, so people will know which faster and the faster loading, and also. So in this point in here, it's also mentioned the name of the faster. Yeah, for example, this one is critical mass. Okay, that seems good. Yeah, but you should include these graphs into the presentation because this is the main finding. Another question is about how you so I know that you use the questionnaire, but how you measure critical mass? What question you ask to evaluate critical mass?
Nó tương tác với hệ thống, tương ứng với cái tên gọi và như gọi là chúng ta gọi là user role, cái vai trò mà nó có thể là có cái quyền hạn, có khả năng tương tác với những cái khối chức năng nào. Thì cái này là trong phân tích thiết kế hệ thống gọi là use case. Học rồi thì cảm thấy cái này sao?
So about critical mass, we have 4 questions for participation. Yes.
Đối tượng thì nó hơi đòi hỏi mình
Do you want me to share it or I can
biết cái lối cách
speak it to
xử phạt
you?
hiện tượng nó
Yeah, so you can talk about that. So, what question you ask to measure the critical mass?
About critical mass, we ask about
rồi sau đó
many
đến
people of
database
many
cơ sở dữ
people
liệu
I
thì
know
hướng
use
ứng
buy
các
now pay
bạn
later
sẽ ví dụ
service
là trong
more
cái
often.
quản lý về sản phẩm
And second one is
sẽ
many
có những
people I know will continue to use buy now pay
nói
later
database thì
service.
nó to tát, nó chính đối với
The
mình những
third one is the
cái
people
dạng
closest to me feel that use of buy now pay later service is reliable,
đúng không?
so I will use them as well. And the last one is I believe the number of users of this buy now pay later service will increase. That is our 4 question for often for
Hay là thông
participation to
tin chúng
answer
ta
our
có sơ
questionnaire.
khởi cơ bản hả?
Okay.
Thì
Okay, that seems good. On go, I think the question number 3 is
câu
more
hỏi
about like social
gọi
effect.
luận và trắc
So
nghiệm
if
hả?
the people next to me
Cái này bây
or
giờ
close
cũng
to me
là một
use
cái
that,
nữa mà
I'm
làm
going
thành
to use
nhóm
that
luôn.
like herding behavior or social
Ví dụ trên nhóm
effect.
ví dụ thì theo đường link dưới này.
Okay, I think so we
Cô
run
chia
out of
sẻ lại
time because we now go to this session.
Rồi ví dụ
I'm
là
not sure whether
câu
there
hỏi nó
any
rất
other
là mang tính reflection, tức
presenters.
nghĩa là câu hỏi mở và các bạn trả
Yes,
lời
thank
theo
you the presentation
có dạng
and the comments and questions from the chair. So today maybe
câu
we
đầu tiên
just
nếu
have
mà chúng
one
ta skip cái câu
presentation,
số 4 nha.
and
Thì
if
nó
in the now we are run out of the
chúng ta
time.
không có đủ thông
So
tin về Lazada
now I
đâu.
would like to invite our chair to deliver
Cầu toàn nó đưa
some
ra để có
closing
nghĩa là nó
remarks
có như
for this section
ví dụ đây user
today.
experience,
Yes.
reseller
Yeah, okay.
hoàn toàn là chúng
First
ta
of
có
all,
thể
sorry for the confusion at the beginnings because of we received so many links and many people showing late.
chúng ta là customer.
And we have only once, but congratulations to the teams because you have a very interesting study
Nếu là
and
seller thì sao hả? Và
this presentation. So I hope that you will continue to develop the study. Thank you, the organizer, for inviting me and on the best for the conference.
Yes, once again, thank you, Dr. Charlie, our chair today, and all of the team orders to give the very insightful presentation. And thank you all once again for your participation, and I appreciate for your time and contribution. And last thing, this is very small thing, just make the memory from all of us. So please turn on your camera, and we will take group
Rồi,
photos.
xong rồi cái phần 2 dưới này sẽ
Yes,
là nhân
please.
multi rồi choice, tức là cái câu hỏi dạng đóng. Đó, bạn không có quyền chọn cái đáp án ngoài giới hạn những cái option đó. Thì gọi là multiple choice, còn trên này là những cái câu tự luận dạng là open question, tức là bạn reflect riêng của bạn mà nha, miễn sao logic.
So you should stop sharing the screen so everyone will appear on the screen.
Rồi.
Yes, it's okay. It's okay now.
Cô cho thời gian 45 phút.
Yes, and I appreciate your time and contribution once again. Goodbye and have a wonderful day. Goodbye.
Hi everyone.
Làm sao chúng ta
Thank
đọc
you.
cái tài liệu
Yes,
mà nó
thank
mô
you.
tả về Lazada đây này nè.
Everyone.
Đi các bạn xong á nhá, nó tham khảo và tìm thêm thông tin. Rồi bây giờ là 11 giờ đúng không? Đến 11 giờ 45 nhá.
Then our ADF and TP test show that
Đúng rồi, con thấy có
there
cái
is
có
no
điểm này.
stationarity issue
Nhóm
in our
4 3 2
data
1
set.
đúng không?
Okay. Here is the
Thế vậy thì
correlation.
phải làm thôi.
Just
Song
look
song
at
nhắc
the
nhớ
correlation matrix,
mà không
which is
lên trình bày
plotted.
thì lo cái
And
toán
here
đó nha.
GPRN, if
Không rồi bây
you
giờ
have
nhóm
very
4,
low
nhóm 3, nhóm
correlation
2,
with
nhóm
all
1.
assets,
Có nghe thứ
whereas
tự nào
this
đây?
have a very
Được
negative
luôn.
correlation with most of the assets.
Vậy là nhóm 6, ai cô xin lỗi nhóm 4 nha.
Okay, and then non-linearity test. So here BDS test is used and show that our data set have a non-linearity. So that's why we have used we have used quantile coherence and wavelet coherence because this model can handle this non-normal and non-linearity issue and other issue as well, and can provide more robust result, reliable estimate, and under different market and investment horizon. Okay. So we need to know about what is Hayes and safe haven asset. So following earlier literature, we have defined Hayes and safe haven asset. Hayes, if an asset have positive coherence or correlation or low correlation with changes of uncertainty, then signifying this is Hayes. And if this positive coherence or low coherency reveal or observe under extreme shock, then it will be called safe haven. Okay, so here is the main result we have. This is quantile coherence. This is the base model. So pairwise, the result showing pairwise estimate, and then first. Just look at the graph. First graph is basically lower quantile, and then middle graph showing the result under middle quantile, and then upper quantile. Okay, and here the red line are showing the frequency that is WMY and the weekly, monthly, and yearly. Weekly is the short term, monthly mid term, and yearly long-term frequencies we have. So what I see in the first pair, that is GPR and S&P ESG.
Brian.
Sorry.
Okay, keep going.
Okay. So in the lower quantile, what you see basically we see the negative coherence between S&P ESG and GPR, and then in the middle quantile we see the negative coherence as well, particularly in the higher frequency. But in lower frequency we find some positive correlation. And then in the upper quantile, we see the negative correlation in most frequency, except higher frequency. Okay, and as per our definition, so S&P ESG they do not provide protection against GPR. Okay. And then the second graph what see in the lower quantile, it's the negative correlation, and then as well as in the middle quantile negative, but except in the lower short-term frequency we find some positive uh, coherence, so provide some protection in the short-term frequency. And then in the upper quantile, what is here? Upper quantile in the in the long term and medium term frequency, they provide there is a positive coherence, and then in the
Sorry
short
for
term frequency there is.
interrupting you here. Excuse me. Can you briefly present the result in a very general way? Because we have one more topic to be presented today.
Okay. Okay. Actually, I have many graphs, so that's
So
why
you
it will
just
take some time.
instead of going through Bhaktir, instead of going through each and every graph, you can just
go to the
generally summarize it and move on. Yeah.
Okay. 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 So GPR and green bond. Here, what you see, there is a negative covariance across all frequency in the lower quantile, and there is a positive co-movement in the short term and 0 to negative in the long term. And then upper quantile show positive covariance in the long term and negative in the short term. Okay. And then here GPR and clean energy. What is see negative, mostly negative correlation in the lower and
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
So thank you very much everyone for your participation, for your presentation. I hope that you will have the time to make some improvements, right, in the papers. And the papers have the potential. Just you have to just go through some comments and make sure that follow the proper structure of the paper so that you will be able to publish in a good quality journal. So wish you all the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Thank you, Dr.
Thank you.
I would like to invite you all to the main session to join in the closing ceremony at 11 a.m.
It's it's starting now, right? 11 a.m. So it's about now. Okay, thank you. So can we leave this session?
Yeah, I think we can leave the session now.
Okay, thank you. Goodbye. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Hello everyone. Today our group will present about management of Singbank Entertainment. Two problems of Singbank Entertainment joint stock company. We have four members. The first is Lê Thị Xuân Lan, Võ Thị Thi Khanh, Lê Thất Đạt, and Thị Ngọc Xuân. And this is the table of contents of our presentation. First is introduce the company. Second is the problem resolved successfully. And third is the problem that has not been resolved and the comparison. And last is the lesson from experience. So let's introduce about the company. Singbank Entertainment Joint Stock Company is one of the leading media enterprise in Vietnam, famous for its diverse activities in fields of entertainment, media, and event organization. Golden Lotus Entertainment Joint Stock Company has confirmed its position in the field of organizing beauty contests in Vietnam. With extensive experience and professional investment, Golden Lotus has brought precious playgrounds, helping young girls have the opportunity to shine and assert themselves. So first we come to the problem that have successfully resolved. Is the controversial statement of the new Miss Yi has attracted special attention from the online community. So about Yi is Miss World Vietnam 2023. During the process of taking on the role of beauty queen, Yi encountered a...
All right, I need to stop you here.
Okay.
Presentation. Thank you so much for this. The only thing I can say here is you're mixing between hedging and safe haven a lot. I saw that you're using the two words in
No. I have defined. I have defined. So due to the time constraints, I cannot explain point to point what is safe haven and what is
another thing I want also to tell you about, because I'm now into that type of research, the wavelets. There is a new wavelets methodology where it actually not just look at the time but also the frequency. Wavelet correlation, cross correlation, wavelet multiple cross correlation, wavelet multiple correlations. So although you found those results, but we don't know the frequency, we don't know how long they're going to last.
Frequency.
It would be
I
nice
think
for
we
another
have
paper, not for this one, but for another paper to have a more advanced wavelet models, which just been I read a couple of recent articles about this when they look at the frequency. So those things, how long
actually
they last.
wavelet. Actually, Weeblit is our secondary model. Okay, we are basically our baseline model is quant and KNX. Okay, so this is the Weeblit is the secondary model. So that's why we have not used the latest.
Thank you so much. Really, thank you. Babajiri, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, let's leave the floor for you now. We are sorry we're late. We started late. We waited for everyone. We stayed another like 15 minutes waiting.
Should I?
Yes, go ahead. Go
Should
ahead.
I?
Yes.
Should I close?
Can you please stop the sharing?
Okay. Okay.
We need to give you a chance as well.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone.
Yeah. Can you see my screen now?
Dear participants, if you have any further question that need to be discussed, we include it here in our chat box. So the presenter can read it and give the answer in another method like personal contact or email, or you can put the answer right here so everybody can join the Q&A session. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. I know that we are pressed for time, so I'm going to be as brief as possible. The title of our work is Playing Catch Up: Can the Use of Externally Oriented Management Accounting Techniques Create an
emerging economy or markets or other regions around the world, but actually with the US green bond market, we can process available data, and then it's also the last green bond market in the world, right? US stand out as one of the largest corporate green bond issued during the period we are studying about to. And as evident by FLAMA 2021, and by concentrating our analysis of U.S. green bond market, we can circumvent the issue associated with the missing data bias while still gaining insight into the determinant of green bond issuance. The data sources, so we gather comprehensive data on corporate green bond issued by Bloomberg and compile information, CO experience shot from Macquarie Who. So we are manually collect data from Macquarie Who's about CEO generalists and experience. Other information we like CO attribute, including A10 CO duality, we collect from the IQ's com and another financial data from CompuStat. So our main hypothesis is that CO generalist experience is associated with corporate green bond emerging, diffusion, and insurance insanity. And we also do some additional tests and hypotheses like the role of CEO, relevance, higher education background, consider CEO financial expertise and experience, like having the prior check financial officer, or CEO, CFO experience, or financial of the financial sector. So the role of CEO
to prove that she has changed in her work.
to the customers in terms of the prices they charge. But experts are different in the sense that they have an external orientation. They balance what is happening in the organization with what is happening in the external business environment. And any organization that would indeed create value should be externally oriented by looking at what is happening.
Protect the green from negative comments.
In the summarize and describe the statistic and correlation.
So this advantage is the first one is difficulty in controlling public opinion, and affects the reputation of the competition as well as the company's name. And last is the lack of
the mean of the suicide rate for male is almost double suicide rate. Is almost double the mean of suicide rate for the female. And this is the mass and the
completely overcoming the consequences of
mass is 40 4.7.
So the results of the first
because
block
the data I collected
online
depend on the available data
with the
in Vietnam.
solution.
So
Then Miss Iggy abroad
I just collect
also
the observation.
appease and agreed
The
to meet Miss
observation is
Iggy in
40,
to make
40 for the full
by
symbol,
supporting her in the upcoming
and for the
international competition. Miss Iggy is no longer
and
bullied when she
and
go home.
22 for the sub
That
symbol having UI
image of Miss
scheme,
Beckham
and
and Beauty Queen
20
and comes to
I have a 20 count
Nhưng mà câu hỏi là cái này nó phi
for the
công ty nào
male symbol and
cá nhân
20
lên là
counts for the female symbol.
cô đang nói các bạn là
And
sorry
sorry,
đúng không?
observation of the full symbol
Sorry,
is 40, and
công ty nào đó
observation of the sub symbol having UI scheme is 22, and
có cái bạn hoa hậu
observation of the
có những cái
male
mission
sub symbol is
công ty đó đưa ra những cái giải pháp nào để mà
under 20, and the observation for female sub symbol is under
Vậy có liên
20.
hệ gì mà mình đưa problem này của cái cô nào?
Now you can see the
Này
result
nó tác động đến công ty như thế
of
nào?
the four symbol.
Cái mối liên quan của công ty ra
Table
sao?
3 is the result for the full symbol. Table 4 is the result for the sub symbol having UI scheme, and table 5 is the result for the male symbol, and table 6 is the result for the female sub symbol.
Lấy lại vương niệm thì liên quan tới cô này mà đâu có tác động đến công ty đâu.
So you can see that in its table column 2.
Thì khi mà cái hoa hậu đó bị drama và cái đấy thì sẽ ảnh hưởng
Here,
đến
column 2 is symbol.
như là cái hoạt động của công ty thì nếu mà thì cụ thể như thế nào phải nói thêm bởi vì cái ý này nó hơi bị
Should we grow
giống như em
raise
không
it
mang tính hoàn toàn là cá nhân
positively associated with the social race? The coefficient of CDB growth rate have positive sign for the full symbol, male sub symbol, and female sub symbol.
đâu có bôi nhọ công ty hay
You have 5 minutes,
Simply the
please.
growth
You have
suicide
5
measures
minutes,
in
okay?
negative in the sub symbol having UI scheme.
cái hoa hậu cũng là cái sản phẩm của công ty này.
So 5 minutes, please.
Cái hoa hậu công ty này đào tạo bài bản này.
Yeah, I think that Professor Fadi has some recommendation.
Đó mình khó thấy được cái impact đó, có được cái impact.
Can you repeat that, please, Professor Fadi?
What I'm saying, 5 minutes remaining. Like we have 5 minutes left. 5 minutes, please.
Ok, cô hiểu cái chuyện đó.
Okay.
Người này thì người này bị vấn đề gì thì
Okay, thank you, Mr. Fadi. Thank you, Professor.
đi hả?
Now we move to result and discussion. In this table, column 2, column 2, CDB growth rate is positively associated with the suicide rate. The coefficient of CDB growth rate have positive sign for the full symbol, male sub symbol, and female sub symbol. Notably, the growth suicide measures is negative in the sub symbol having UI scheme.
Ví dụ là tương tác trên cái đó em nói là tương tác
Where is
nhiều hơn thì công ty được lợi mà truyền thông lúc đầu mà cái này nó đâu phải là
with suicide rate, the coefficient of weights are statistically significant for ensemble, except the female subsymbol insignificant and too small. So you can see here that
tương tác trên những
on the result in the
vấn đề này nó đang có lợi cho
female subsymbol is insignificant and too small. I find the negative and insignificant effect of unemployment on society for on symbol.
Trước khi bình thường thì có bao nhiêu follow như thế nào tương tác.
Now we move to the column 3. The effect of CDB growth rate weight as reported in column 2. The black value of unemployment influence society positively for ensemble, but effect of this variable is weak, seen on coefficient are insignificant. Now we move to column 4. The effect of wages as reported in column 2. The effect of GDP growth rate as reported in column 2 for ensemble except the subsymbol having UI scheme. The growth cycling is positively in subsymbol having UI scheme. However, this relationship may not exist seen on coefficient is too small and insignificant.
mà reputation này nọ cái kia cái đó mơ hồ lắm.
In column 4, continue.
Cân đo đong
The effect of interaction of unemployment rate and Guinea trend the side of GDP grow to positive when entering the model for sustainable having
còn cái
UI
việc cô đó
scheme.
là bị người ta tra đặt
Surprisingly, the coefficient of unemployment Guinea is significantly negative. This proves that in the case of having high inequality, high unemployment go along with low suicide rate significant for ensemble. The interaction term has the strongest effective with absolute effect suicide rate significant with the largest coefficient, except for the female sample insignificant. This means that suicide rate is primarily captured by high level of inequality.
Đầu tiên á, có phải không? Những công ty này nó cần nhiều người tới viết tên đúng không? Nhưng mà trên đường đi thì nó có thể tận dụng công cụ A, B, C, D, Z để nó leo, nó trèo ra đi.
Column 5, I find that the nexus between suicide rate and income per capita may not exist when on coefficient and too small and insignificant. I also find the effect of weight unemployment as report in column 4. In column 6 to 7,
Công ty đã xử lý thế nào?
The table presents the result from the sequentially added unemployment and at time minute 1 Guinea variable, the interaction of unemployment at the period time minute 1 and Guinea to specification in column 2 and column 3 respectively. In column 6, can you say that I find insignificant of negative impact of GDP growth on society for the male sample? This means that 1 year left of unemployment in the scale of high inequality trend, the size of GDP grow to negative, and the indirect effect influence suicide rate negatively for ensemble. Conversely, unemployment suicide nation is positive for ensemble having UI scheme and the male sample. In column 7, the effect of GDP growth weighted unemployment at period time minute 1 is as reported in column 3, except for impact of GDP
Say
growth
again, sorry.
ensemble.
You said in column 3, yes? Sorry, I'm following up just to make
Column
sure you are.
3,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
This means that the result of the pool sample are mainly driven by the data of the male sample.
We have to story to
And in conclusion, we find the negative impact of unemployed Guinea variable insignificant for ensemble. This means that inequality seems to be the strongest variable, and the low inequality less suicide case in population level. Moreover, 1 year less unemployment go along with suicide rate. And interaction effect between unemployment at period time minute 1 and Guinea has negative side for ensemble except for the female ensemble. In Vietnam, by traditional unemployment, female may have been restricted to accept the legal gender equality. They have more responsibility for children, more house chores when women do not participate in labor force. They lose lots of chance to develop themselves. Not becoming member of social network may make women less happy and suffer stress more heavily. This may lead to the positive side in the interaction effect of unemployment at period time minute 1 and Guinea for women. In conclusion, we can say that the negative impact of unemployment Guinea on society statistically and significant for ensemble except for female sample insignificant. This means that inequality seems to be the strongest variable. In terms of absolute effect, the suicide rate for both sexes. Moreover, 1 year left unemployment go along with suicide rate. Interaction effect between unemployment at period time minute 1 and Guinea has negative side for ensemble except for female ensemble. After 1 year of unemployment taken place, the attempt to suicide seem to occur for both sexes. Unemployment people may suffer stress heavily, which causes in suicide rate.
causing public discussions. If I personally in my
Yes, that's on my that is in my presentation.
Thank you so much. Thanks indeed.
Set the story
Thank you so
away,
much. This is very good. I will ask you, please. What about the now? I will start to ask you some question, please. Okay? Are you ready to please to listen to my question, please, and to receive my question,
because
please?
in
I
general
have
should
some
not
question for you
lose
now.
sight
Okay,
harris
are you
you
ready?
try to keep
Yeah,
quiet.
yes, thanks.
Has count and stress.
Actually,
The
I need
online
to
community
make
are not
sure why
only
you are
here,
selecting
they demand
2000
to
to
create explanation.
2019. Why the data is not recent?
We can compare the
Why you are not
two story
incorporating 22,
from the company positive
23, for example?
positive
Why you are focusing on
action in
2000
if
to
silence
2019, please?
generally came down and people began to
Oh,
welcome her back.
yeah,
Silence is
also, I would like to
preparing
refer
habit
back to the slide where you have shared with us, like
on the
descriptive
contrary,
statistics,
professional
where I
boss
can see, like,
should stay silent and
number of
leave
observation,
a few minutes of quiet
like I can
substance.
see 22, 40. Why you have such
Experience.
smaller number of
Gender and
observation? Like,
online
please, I need to
communication,
see
many,
justification about
mainstream
observation,
leadership
number of
countries
observation between
reflect
male to
and protect
female,
professional
and
image,
again, why the
feedback, and
period covered
complex.
2000 to 2019,
How
and
about
why you have
two
stated like
story?
female have
I
restricted
think
access to
period
gender
loaded,
issues.
loaded.
So I need to
We
hear from you a little bit about the
very
context. Thank you so
emotion
much. Thanks indeed. It was very interesting, and therefore
story
I would like
and
to seek some
inside it.
answer for my
Let's ask
question. Thank
for
you
new
so much.
event. Example is this one next.
Because depend on the available data in Vietnam, so the observation
Hai của mình á thì trong một cái công ty nó đặc thù nó không có
is
sản phẩm
more.
đó là cái dịch vụ mà là công ty truyền thông thì cái mục đích mình
Can
phát
you see the
triển thì tính
observation,
chất
like
business
between
này là sao
22
là
to
nó
40, and
chỉ
regardless
xử lý
whether
truyền
it's
thông đúng
male
không,
or for
nó
each
hỗ trợ cho
variable
nó phải cần phải
selected, and for
PR cho
each
nó
construct you are
thôi thì chúng ta
incorporating?
biết tới
I can
nó
see
có một
32, I can see
tiếng nói vậy
32,
đó
I can
các
see
bạn
another
hiểu rõ hơn về
32.
cái business của
But
nó
again, for another variable like you, I can see, for example,
đúng không?
16,
Cái câu chuyện mà
16,
im lặng
16,
hay không này
and
nọ
for
kia phải
other I
một
can
một
see
cái cách
20. So
khách quan hơn
we have
từ góc độ là business
like
nó
we
muốn
have
vậy đó
even standard deviation
như vậy đó
across
bởi vì nó
the
đang
observation itself. You know what I'm
nhưng nó
saying?
muốn
Like
khơi dậy lại
16 compared to
để nó
42,
tăng
or
lượng view thì
16
thì đó là
compared
cái
to
câu chuyện nó gọi là
22, or
business truyền
for
thông
example,
các
for
bạn biết
some
cái câu chuyện truyền thông
construct.
sao
And this is
nãy
what
giờ
I
các
can
bạn đó
say.
thì
But
bây giờ đặt
anyway,
ví dụ
that's really
ra
interesting. This
các
is
bạn đưa
very
hai story
important.
ra
And
và các
please
bạn
go ahead.
phân tích
And
thì
I
các
would
bạn
like to
hiểu
say
trên khía
thank you
cạnh
so
là
much for this great
nó trải qua
presentation.
là cái
I
tác động
like
và
it
các bạn
because
chỉ
it's
bám trên cái
reflect
sườn của công ty
context. It's focusing
bạn được
on
như thế nào
such
công ty đúng không
inconsistency, and
những
I
câu
am
chuyện nó
very,
xảy ra
very,
các
very
bạn
happy
cái
and
nào
pleased
nó
about this
đem lại
presentation.
cái điều gì
I will
hay
say
hơn
thank
của
you
hai
so
công
much.
ty
Thanks
và
indeed,
công ty
very
đã xử
interesting.
lý như thế
Thanks.
nào cái action đầu tiên initial response
Okay, thank you, Professor
bạn người
Fadi.
ta sao
So,
với cái góc nhìn xã
this is
hội
a
như
very
vậy thì xã hội nào đi
interesting
xã hội như
topic
vậy thì có
that
tích cực cho
if
công ty
we
hay không
keep on
có được
research
lòng
for
người
this,
hay
it
là
may save many lives.
đúng không
This also
bởi vì
recall
cái
me
lượng mọi
a
người
marketing
cái chọn
campaign
lại công ty được
of
nhiều hơn biết tới hay không
it's
đúng
very
không
viral on
có nghĩa là
internet.
cái
That is
response đầu tiên
the
của người
last
ta tốt hơn
picture campaign.
chẳng qua cái
Yeah,
problem
it's
nó
also
đang bị
about a
cái
suicide,
negative
but
thôi
this is
yeah.
for
Sau đó quá trình qua
Vietnam
thời gian
research.
thì
So,
cái khoảng feedback của
participant,
người ta vẫn có
do
được
you have
các
any
bạn soi
question
dọi theo khía cạnh
for the
nào đi tại bây giờ
presenter?
mình xem công ty
Yeah,
có
I would like to
cái
invite
cái lợi
Mr.
gì
Brian
đúng
Adams,
không các công ty khác thì rõ ràng nó
Hero,
có sản phẩm nó đặc
Miss
thù
Please go ahead.
Kiman.
dễ cân đo
Yeah,
hơn mình
please.
còn bên
This is a
nó
very
mang tính
interesting
gọi là
topic.
cloudy á đúng
We
không
welcome on the question of the
nhưng mà mình
participant.
cũng phải tìm để biết được cái địa thế rồi sau đó mình so sánh với cách mà công ty xử lý đối cái vấn đề của cô A với cô B nếu có khác nhau thì khác nhau cái gì ở cái initial response và những cái bước tiếp theo và cho đến cái câu chuyện mà hầu như là tạm gọi là kết thúc đi ha
So,
ở trạng thái như thế nào rồi
Miss
tới
Han,
công ty
do you have anything to share
ra mình so
with the
sánh
participant and
cho hai cái
sharing to
case
Professor Fadi?
được chưa vậy thôi
ý là kiểu như là tại vì bọn em nghĩ cô là
theo khía cạnh của một công ty truyền thông thì cái người trực tiếp đối
If you
diện
don't
với
have
truyền thông
any
thường
question,
là cái
just
hậu. Thì cái việc mà truyền thông tác động trực tiếp vào hậu sẽ có thể ảnh hưởng trực tiếp đến là cái công ty đấy luôn. Tại vì cái danh tiếng của mình nó sẽ ảnh hưởng trực tiếp vào chiều tích cực và chiều tiêu cực. Thì đồng nghĩa với việc là
So we move to the some the limitation of this paper. This research needs to be further
nếu mà các bạn tìm được
investigation
data
in
hay những
each
kiểu
age
gì đó
group
sâu với đó
and
hợp đồng
social
gì
group
rồi
to
rồi
have
ok rồi sau đó
explanation
mai
more
mình cần phải bỏ hợp
obvious.
đồng thì ok đó là cái tác động rõ ràng.
nobody. That's
Có nghĩa
great
là phải
because
có cái feedback
every
gì đó từ
research
customer
has
mà đặc
its
thù của
own
customer của
limitation.
công
Of
ty này
course, you
là
have
cái
to have
dạng B2C.
limitation because there is no
Xin lỗi
complete
B2B,
research.
nó đâu có
For
mở
every
để cho người
research,
ta
of
biết.
course, we
Còn
have
những cái sản phẩm
some
các công ty
strengths
khác
and
là B2C,
limitation,
tức
and
là phản
that's
hồi khách
great
hàng
that
nó
you
chính
are
là cái
taking
customer luôn.
on board
Thì
that
dựa
you
vào phản
need
hồi
to
mình biết được công
incorporate
ty này nó đang bị
limitation
mất uy
for
tín bởi
this
vì
study,
khách
which is
hàng chính
great.
là
It
những
could
người
be
người ta đã tác
the
động xã hội
observation, it could be the context, it
trực
could
tiếp
be,
luôn.
for
Còn
example,
sản phẩm của mình là
the
B2B,
cover. Why is
đúng
the
không?
period you have covered
Thì cái
2000 to
đó thì tùy các bạn
2019?
những lúc các
However,
các bạn
such
thấy nó hợp lý và cho
limitation,
biết rằng công ty
such
nó bị tác động
limitation,
tiêu
don't
cực hay tích cực như thế nào thì
underestimate
các bạn
the
cho data
impact of
position
this
nói
research.
thì
This is very
cái gọi là
interesting
cái
research,
mindset nó
and this is
open để
very
các bạn
significant and
brainstorming
has
thôi,
impact
đúng
as
không?
well in
Còn
terms
data
of
mọi thứ là
what
các
you
bạn
are
đã
trying
chọn
to
công
move.
ty là
Thank
các
you
bạn
so
tìm được
much.
công ty các
Thanks
bạn này rõ
indeed.
hơn cô chứ.
Hero, I think this is the, do we have more presentation?
Dạ
No,
rồi,
this
trái
is
miếng
the
này,
last presentation, I
này
think.
trái
Am
miếng
I
rồi
right?
cái kết quả này
Yeah, this is the last
đó.
presentation, Professor Fadi. Yeah. And we also
I,
come to we have limited of time. Yeah. So do you have
Rồi cũng
any
ít hỏi rồi.
recommendation
Cô
or
không biết
any
đó mà
question?
chị thấy là cái title trong cái heading của cái báo.
And I want to to present one important factor. That's the presence of inequality in the model of society important factor for policymaker to build regime to reduce income inequality by subsidizing to tuition fee to jobless people to participate career classes. Government should extend its wage subsidy scheme to unemployment people more than 1 year. Create more sound social environment through training programs to identify people at risk, as well as provide adequate care after that.
Để ý rồi cô chỉnh lại thôi, cô mở open là quảng cáo trường hợp của nhóm thì cô để open như vậy cô chưa
Thank
chấm.
you,
Rồi
presenter.
nhóm
Thank you, Miss Tan. Do
bạn là
we
nhóm
have
mấy?
any question?
Nhóm 4 đúng
Do
không?
we have any
Rồi nhóm
question
3
for
nha.
the topic?
no, it seems there is no more question. I would like to thank you all. It was a great, session, and I enjoyed listening to for everyone presentation, and I can see honestly this is important because we're presenting for today, and I would like to say thank you so much, guys, and I'm happy to proceed, and I'm happy to provide any informal recommendation later, and I'm happy to engage in whatever I can help. Just please try to approach me if I can be of any help. Please don't hesitate, but refer to your supervisor first, and then you think what you may do for this. Thank you all. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day. Have a good day. Okay, guys. Shall we say bye bye, everyone? Bye, guys.
Yeah,
Bye.
thank you, Professor Fadi. But first, before we leave, can we have a picture? I will take a screenshot for everyone. Yeah, just one
Yeah,
moment.
that's really great,
Yeah.
Hero, for reminding us. That's really great, guys. Thank you all. Thank you all. And
Cái cái này
that's really interesting. You have
stop
shared
sharing screen.
your presentation with us today.
For the content, we
Yeah.
will
So
overview
everyone,
the
now please
company,
turn on your camera. We will have our photo for
analyze
our
a
section.
successful story and unsuccessful story, and for
That's
this
really
will
great.
the last
Okay, now
of
please
the
looking at the camera and have
presentation,
your
and
beautiful
just
smile.
uh,
Okay, we
the
count to
final
three.
part is about the
So
conclusion.
one.
And for the overview of
Please
Betsy,
look
it
at the camera. Okay, so one, two,
1965
three.
through the story of
Thank you
Betsy
all.
played
Thank you so much. That's
pivotal
really great.
visually has brought
Okay,
it to
lovely.
one of
Thank
the
you.
world's
Yeah, thank you, Professor
food
Fadi.
and
Thank you,
beverage
everyone.
company. It
Wish you all
comes
the
from the
best.
driver
Good luck with
portfolio
your research. Thank you all. Thank
for
you
the
all.
beverage
Thank you
like
so much. Please
Pepsi,
let me know
Mountain
if I
Dew,
can be of any help.
Gatorade,
Many
and
thanks.
for
Thank you all, guys.
comfort
Thank you so
snacks
much.
like
Thanks indeed.
Lay's,
Thank you.
Bye
Doritos,
bye.
and
Take care.
Cheetos. In addition, each jar